I think Poland is an incredibly strong nation, and today I'm going to show you guys how I managed to become the #1 great power, easily owning a huge chunk of Europe. As you can see, I have Hungary and Bohemia as PUs, and from here you can do whatever you really want. So I'm going to show you guys how to have an extremely strong start with Poland. And if you guys do enjoy this, please consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a lot. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. You want Bohemia to start friendly with you, which he seems to do this every game in my experience, and Hungary to be rivaled, which seems very common. And we have to work on this mission here, so I'm not allowed to grant the mana privileges until we have 50% crown land and this disaster or event has been settled. So keep that in mind. You can have up to 3 nobility privileges, but beyond that, you want to make sure you do not get a 4th privilege. So let's go ahead and do our estates now. Gonna sum the diet, pick whichever is best for you, and then seize land. That's gonna get you 35% out of the 50 you need. Then we're gonna grant the privileges, non-mana privileges here. So I'm just gonna do oversight, British diplomats, for the nobility, supremacy, rights council, and for the burghers, patronage, free enterprise, and indebted to the burghers. I'll go ahead and turn off my maintenance to start, and I'm gonna remove my forts as I feel like we don't really need forts. We're such a strong nation that we're never gonna be invaded ourselves. We're gonna do the invading. We are gonna want to look for a debate, a crown land debate. And debates reset every month, so if you don't get it at the start, you can kind of just keep going back month by month and looking for that debate. And let's grant level 1 advisors in each group, like so. You can actually ally to Burgundy day 1. You just need to send an insult to his rival, or get a Diplo Rep advisor, but we were unable to grab a Diplo Rep advisor, unfortunately. So in my case, I'm just gonna go ahead and send an insult to England, and that way I can just ally to Burgundy day 1, and we can start getting that inheritance going along. From there, I'm gonna set my rivals, and I will pick Hungary, the Teutonic Order, and Denmark. We're going to be dismantling the H3 super early. We're going to do this by getting the union with Hungary and using that order to dismantle. So what we need to do before that is ally to all the electors. So we're going to start by allying to Bohemia basically straight away, and then we're going to have to sort out the different electors. You want to check for double rival scenarios. So in my case, let's check. Doesn't look like there's any double rival scenarios. If there are, just make sure you ally that person first. So example, if Trier was rivaled by, say, Mainz and Cologne, I would want to make sure I allied to Trier first. And for this event, the successor of Władysław, of course, just hit when you need Jagillion. I'm going to go through and grab alliances with each electors that will basically do it, going through and just grabbing those alliances. And then for whoever remains, start improving relations. In my case, it's just Cologne. I'm going to go be improving relations with him. And in the meantime, I'm going to be checking the crown land debate each month as I kind of just wait here. That's totally fine. So there's not much for you to do here. Just wait for these relations and wait for your crown land debate. Also, make sure you send the royal marriage to Burgundy and not receive it, or you will not get the inheritance. Unfortunately, the higher crown you have, the harder it is to get the crown event, so I'm having a little bit of a difficulty myself. It's not a huge deal if you can't get the debate either. It's just kind of ideal. Finally, here it is. So it took me like literally a year, 2 years or so of just kind of going back and checking, but we finally got it, and that's perfectly good. We get our 5 crown land there. One thing you'll want to make sure is that Austria and Hungary are indeed allied. In some rare cases, they won't be allied, and you'll need to restart your game, just because you need to be able to attack Austria and Hungary directly. I'm going to go ahead and hire a few more guys here just so I can get 9-3 on each stack. And then I'm going to grab the free company. This should complete our mission here, Varna Aftermath. This will give us a restoration union on Hungary, which we're going to use straight away. And it also gives us a mission that will give us a PU on Bohemia. Unfortunately, the way they made this is it's kind of RNG based, so you may have to go in and alt F4 a few times, depending on your luck. Let's see if I get it. So this is the kind of the RNG that means you didn't get it, so we're going to go ahead and alt F4 and try again. There we have it. We got the union here. It did take us 3 restarts to do this, so it's up to you guys if you want to alt F4 a few times to get it. It will definitely help you run out a lot, but if you feel like it's too cheesy, that's totally up to you. I'll go ahead and send an insult to the last elector that won't ally as me rival, so in this case, Cologne's rival. Kind of just trying to get those relations up. And for the event support for Roman of Moldavia, go ahead and hit the top one, which is you're basically paying money. And then he'll become your March generally. If not, again, you could alt F4 this, but and this one's actually super likely to happen. And once it does happen, you'll get a mission here. Roman Rebellion. You want to hit this bottom option here, and this is just going to make him a normal vassal, which is what you want. Make sure you're not accepting any of these royal marriage offers you're getting from the different electors, unless you're planning to keep them as allies, which you shouldn't be. I'm going to see if I can fish for a Diplo Rep guy just to get that last. There we go. Grab a Diplo Rep advisor instead. That way it's a little easier to get that last alliance. Probably send him a gift. And there we go. We got our last alliance with the elector we need. So you can see I'm allied to all the electors except for Bohemia, who's, of course, my union. We got this mission done here. That looks good. So we're now just going to wait for this truce to expire. So we can kind of just hang out and wait for that. I suppose I'll pay off my loans. I guess I didn't need the burger loans to start. That's fine. So maybe one little note is you don't need the burger loans to start off. So we're just going to be waiting anyways. So we're going to go ahead and turn our maintenance on about 6 months before the wars, or rather the truce is expired with Hungary. And we're going to go ahead and seize land before the war. We're going to move our entire army over to this province here that borders Vienna, Austria's capital, or not quite borders, but it's pretty close. Now we're going to declare Restoration Union on Hungary, call in Burgundy. Don't call in anybody else just because you actually want to break those alliances. So jump into that one and make sure we have a leader, at least one leader here. Let's grab that. And what I like to do is just slowly make your way towards the capital. Make sure you not fight him. So kind of walk over here. Okay, he's not there, so we can go back to 5 speed and just kind of siege that down. And once you siege that down, you can go ahead and dismantle the HRE, and that should be a pretty quick dismantle for you. And Austria will generally be willing to leave straight away after that, so just take some more reps, a little bit of money. And then we can go back and unsiege our land. We kind of got fully sieged out. Probably shouldn't have let myself get fully sieged out, but from here you're going to have a pretty easy time. Obviously, we way outnumber him for the Union War, so we're just going to go ahead and do the Union War now. I'm going to go ahead and end this war here, grab the Union, and max money here. Make sure you improve relations with Hungary straight away. Hungary should always inherit Croatia too. That's just a scripted event. For next war, we're going to wait to seize land to get this mission here done. And then start proving with Moldavia, because I want to annex him sooner than later. And we can complete this mission here if we'd like. It's going to lower the liberty desire in Hungary a bit. And we can also support loyalists for a time and just kind of get him reined in. The important part here, though, is that we are seizing land when it pops up. And now that we have the crown land, we're kind of just waiting for a disaster to trigger. So that can happen anytime. So we're just going to kind of hang out and wait for that. Got my text up here. And we have a bit of extra money, so we can go ahead and build some churches. Although we have a mission later to build a church in this province here. So we're just going to go ahead and take care of that now. Set new rivals. Let's do the Ottomans and Muscovy. I got the Burgundian succession here, and I'm actually going to alt F4 this. And we did that because we would prefer Burgundy kind of conquered, especially with the HRE dismantled. He usually goes on a bit of a rampage. Here's an example of what I mean. Burgundy is going to go ahead and attack Cleves here. And for my second government reform, I'm just going to go ahead and grant the curtailed noble privileges. I was getting really curious why my diplo points were so far behind here, and I noticed I forgot to get rid of all the alliances for like 10 years, so that's a huge mistake. Make sure you guys get rid of the elector alliances. Straight away, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all mine. When you do this event, be sure to refuse to sign, and we can then complete our mission here as so, and we're going to get a bunch of nasty rebels, but we are going to get the bonus of having a 100 gut cap and the allow estate privileges to be revoked regardless of loyalty and influence. Go ahead and deal with those rebels now. Also, around 1460, generally, the Prussian Confederation will seek Polish support, and you're just going to go ahead and hit they shall have our full support. In my game, you'll see that they've actually expanded a little bit into the HRE because of the dismantling, but that's totally fine. Once this war is over, Danzig's going to take a bunch of provinces, and you can go ahead and complete the mission, Prussian Confederation, and hit the bottom option to make them a vassal. This will, of course, give you Danzig. And for our first age of discovery, always select Justified Wars. I think it's just the best option. I'm going to go ahead and enable Scottish on these two guys here, just so I can annex them when I want to. And speaking of, we're actually probably going to start annexing this guy straight away. Go ahead and grab that policy, the integration policy, so we don't get that bad diplo rep. There we go. We're going to get state propaganda here. That's going to be super helpful. We have kind of a good stacking AE impacts now. And we are going to go ahead and in war with Bosnia, Belgrade, Serbia, and jump into that. We want to try to take all this land before the Ottomans can take it. I'm going to start working on this mission here. You just need to dev up basically all the highlighted provinces. Some of them need to be dev'd up once, some twice. The easy way for me is I just go and dev everything that's highlighted once, and then whatever remains, we go from there. And since we have a ton of admin points, we're just going to go ahead and dev up a bunch. As you see, we just have a couple more remaining, so we're going to dev those up as a little bit more. So now we just need 5 dev in this capital region, so we're just going to go ahead and that should be good. But I'm not going to select the mission straight away because it would cause me overextension. I don't have any admin points, so I'm going to hold off on accepting the mission. I'm going to go ahead and shift-click all the provinces here and just give them to Hungary. So we'll annex Serbia first, get money. We annex our first subject, that is good. We can start working on annexing this guy too. We'll go ahead and throw these provinces of Albania's to Hungary. And then I'm going to go ahead and cyberpeace him, even though he's not privileged. I didn't really want to fight Venice, so I think it's okay to take a little bit of extra E in this case. And then we'll just fully annex Bosnia. Again, everything's going to Hungary. I don't really want the provinces. Then straight away we're going to jump into the Wallachia, Herzegovina War, Belgrade, and quickly take those guys out. I'm going to throw back on this Port Loyalist just because Hungary's a little disloyal. And now that we have enough admin points, I'm going to go ahead and grab this mission here and just hit this top option here. It's going to give you a bunch of provinces, and we should be able to core those up. When possible, I always like the Crown Land debate if you can find it. And one thing you can do that I could have done earlier is go ahead and get indulgences just to increase the chance that you can be the papal controller if you'd like, or you can use the points to levy church tax, things like that. So this is where I'm going to grab full annexation, and I'm going to take the provinces for myself originally, just because my Crown Land wouldn't change much anyways. I think it went down 1%, but the reason I'm doing this is because I get some free loyalty if I grant him the provinces. So you can see he has a solid negative 31% for me doing that, and then I can get rid of the support loyalists. And we'll start improving with this guy, so we might be able to annex him soon. Make sure you rate your corruption to max. I noticed my corruption is just a little bit getting up there, so I'm going to turn that slider to the max. We're going to continue to push through our espionage ideas. And for authority reform, let's grab expanded royal court. I like it for the reform progress growth. Pay attention, you will get the Cossacks estate at some point, and you may want to grant something for equilibrium. I like to just grant the Cossack self-governance just for the equilibrium. That way it'll be about 50, so when you want to seize land, you won't get rebels. Burgundy is attacking France, which is a choice. Probably gonna have to help him in this case. Looks like France has like no guys actually. What's going on there? Oh, I guess Burgundy's just beating him already. Austria's jumping on that Switzerland war. Oh, Austria's gonna steal that land right from under Burgundy, I bet. Maybe I should attack him just for that. I'm gonna tell my guys to get claims on Austria. And you know what, I might as well just tell them to get claims on like everyone that borders them. Just in case I want to attack anyone else. Grab Mill 6, even though it's a little bit unbalanced. I don't really mind being unbalanced. We did finish annexing our vassal, so we need to annex our other vassal, and then it's just PUs from that point. All he took was money from Switzerland. How disappointing. Meanwhile, Austria's over here gonna take a bunch of the land, it looks like. Ooh, Austria taking a big chunk out of Switzerland there. I'm going to attack Austria and co-belligerate Burgundy. I'm hoping I can give Burgundy some provinces. I'm just gonna have the Papal States annul to Austria. I don't really care to get much out of that. And we'll have this guy annul to Austria as well. Trying to get our tech up, and this yearly corruption one's super nice. That lets you be unbalanced without any really penalties. Notice I'm paying 0 for real corruption. I'm going to go ahead and just give occupancy of these provinces over to Bohemia. So I'm going to take these for Bohemia, and then I'm going to go ahead and give Burgundy one province there. That's all he's willing to take, so that's fine with me. Pretty easy war for me, and I can slow down Austria. Knowledge sharing, that looks fine. Yeah, we do need the institution. We're very behind on that. Should probably just grab that now. Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab the burger loans and take that. There we go. Got a mission done here. Got a super cheap advisor. Let's grab that guy and rank him to 5. Grab a debate for the advisor cost. That's fine for me. One thing I forgot to mention that you kind of can abuse with the mission here is that you can take privileges away for free. So you can actually use this to get max mercantilism instantly just by granting this exclusive trade right and then removing it over and over. You don't have to do this if it feels too cheatsy. Just do whatever you guys are comfortable with. As you see, I have 100 mercantilism now, and that's, you know, pretty nice. Some free extra money. Totally working as intended. And I'm going to grab this mission now, move capital to Warsaw. That's fine. And I'm going to start annexing this guy. We got Burgundy as a junior partner, and now's a great time for that. He's probably conquered as much as he's going to. So you can see he's doing pretty well over here. Gave him a little bit of time to conquer a few more things for me. Looks like we got this mission done here. I'm going to start focusing admin. I want to get through my ideas here and grab my Miltech to 7. We can get cannons now. So we're going to, once we have the manpower, we'll get some cannons in that army. I'm going to support loyals for just the time being for this guy who's not disloyal. It looks like France wants to be my ally, so like, sure. Sometimes you'll get lucky and France will like put his guy on your throne or whatever the case may be. And yeah, if you get that luck, then you might be able to PU him. So I'm going to grab my tech to 7 here, and we're going to grab admin ideas. That should be good. We're going to go and seize land. Got to be on top of that. Especially because we're going to have to grant land rights in a bit here. So we're going to need to have good crown land because we will lose some of it. I'm going to go and rival to Venice. I will curry favors with France just in case I can maybe get his guy on, put my guy on his throne. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange these stacks of armies so I can have some cannons. I like to do 12-4-4 in the early game. We're just kind of rearranging our groups here. And then we're going to go ahead and get some cannons. Go ahead and pick up a couple cannons here. I want 4 in each group, so we have our first stacks good to go. And I guess we're taking a loan anyways, so we might as well get 4 cannons in the next one. There we go. Start getting our admin ideas done. And again, you can see I'm super unbalanced, 7-3-7, but I'm still just going to go for my ideas here because you'll notice I'm not even worrying about corruption here. I'm not paying anything for it because of how espionage works with this -0.2. Grab my improved war taxes here, and I'll just throw my war taxes until the end of the age. And I'm just going to go and attack the Ottomans here. At some point I want to slow them down, so I might as well just do that now. We're even on Miltech, and I think it seems like a fine war for me to do now. Got Crusade as well, so we should be in a good spot here. Gonna go for the quick barrage on his capital, and barrage here as well, just kind of get those sieges done quick. He's at war with somebody else right now, so most of his army is probably committed over there for the time being. My goal is to control all sides where he could enter, being these 2 provinces here. As you can see, he hasn't even shown up yet, and we're kind of just waiting for him to potentially cross the water. So maybe I'm going to just sit a second each one of these provinces and just kind of wait for him to make a move. So he has managed to make his way over here, which is fine. I might have to just move my armies and meet him up there. He's smart enough to not cross the water, I suppose. I'd say okay. At this point, the Ottomans' military is much stronger than mine, it looks like. But fighting them is not ideal. He's 4 morale. Okay, he seems to just beat me in every fight we take, so maybe I should just stop fighting him. I'm going to grab adaptability here, just continue to push through those ideas. And then we got this nice national manpower modifier as well. Fortunately, the Ottomans went quality in my game, so that makes them pretty tough to deal with. These have 110% discipline at the moment. So I could work on my Golden Age, and that would help. Yeah, so there's subject here, that's pretty nice. He's currently ruining my subjects pretty bad. If only my subjects would just fight around the water like me, like I'm just like, we just need to wait. But they're not doing that. White peace Tunis. I'm just going to white peace out other people in this war that eventually want to go home. Oh, we lost effective crusades. That kind of sucks. They crusaded against Tunis. I didn't realize. Kind of silly of them, but we did finish espionage ideas here. Another debate. Let's see if we can find the draft. Draft is a nice manpower one, so we're going to go back month by month and try to find the draft. There it is. That's going to help us out a bunch. So there we go. We got 14k manpower that's going to help us recover our armies, and maybe we can start to fight back in this war. Kind of just been sitting in a standstill waiting over here for him to attack, but he's attacking on the right side. I'm going to grab the independent army just so I can make sure I can crush this war. It's going to be worth it. Ottomans are kind of our only threat left, so winning this war is actually huge if we can do it. Obviously we're winning it now, but we want to we don't want to just win it, we want to crush it. It just costs me a lot of money here to have the independent army, but I want to make this war a big win and not just kind of like what I would call like a minor win. The independent army is kind of needed in this case. We need to chase him down and get provinces on his side of the land, the water and stuff like that. Even if we go into a little bit of debt, I don't mind. Right now we're just 1371 in debt, so yeah, we can definitely take a little bit more debt on. You hate to see the Ottomans do well, but they're doing pretty well here. And they've hit quality, which is scuffed. I'm gonna end the war here, and I didn't get what I wanted, but if I take Constantinople, that will be good enough for me. In my experience, if you can take Constantinople from the Ottomans, he is no longer a serious threat. Then we can get rid of that independent army. I'll go ahead and just grant these off to Hungary as well. I don't want to have to core them. That should be a significant blow to him losing his capital. Ottomans picking quality admin is pretty strong. We now have mill 8. That would have been nice in the war, but what do you do? We'll go ahead and finish off the Teutons here. Something I should have done a while ago, but just kind of never got around to it. And we'll grab expand temple rights as our 4th reform. Ottomans are on a rampage here. They're going to kill Georgia and just keep expanding. Sometimes the Ottomans go hard. I'm going to proclaim a holy war here just because my manpower is a bit low. And I'll go and fully annex this guy. And that's good. I'm going to go and attack Muscovy now. I just need to start dealing with him. He's taking over Livonia, which is definitely stuff that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and go up there and attack him. It shouldn't be a war I even have to fight. He's sitting at mill 5. I'm not really too worried about it. I suppose I can send my guys up. We are 3 tech levels ahead of him though, so it's probably not going to be much of a fight. He's stacking the entire army into one province. I don't want to waste the manpower where I would just hit it. I think we just go siege. Let him do his weird death stack. He's a lot of guys, actually. Our Diplo tech is finally getting caught up now that we're done with espionage. I'm just going to go ahead and switch occupancy of everything I can over to Lithuania. I'm not planning to take it directly in the war, so whatever I can, just switch over to Lithuania. I'm going to go ahead and take as much provinces as I can from this guy and give them all to Lithuania. And the idea here is that you want to take advantage of this mission here, which says Lithuania owns less than 60 cities. So essentially you should have 59 cities. That way you're taking the most advantage. So I'm going to go to another war with Muscovy in a bit here. We did get through our admin ideas here. That's pretty nice. And we can go ahead and grab a policy here for the advisor costs. I'm going to ask my subject to get claims on some provinces here. I just want a connecting path to the lands up here. Continue to seize land for when we get the inheritance. I'm going to attack Sweden here, mostly just because this border gore is awful. And, you know, I better take that one province to make things look better. We have a 113 ruler now, which is quite unfortunate. But what can you do? Our next hire is pretty good, and this guy's kind of old. You can't disinherit as Poland. You can only increase support, so it's a little annoying. But can't win them all. Once you pass 6 issues, you can get this mission done here. It looks good. And you get Reformist, which is just free from progress growth. I guess there's a mission here. I need 50 crown land. Total dev grown by at least 350. Okay, so just a couple things here. The tech's coming along. We're 868 now. We'll eventually be at 969. So all I really wanted was this one province, so I'm just going to take that, a little bit of money. And the point was just to make the borders look a little cleaner. He can't be having that province. It's just weird. Got our mill to 9. Looks good. We got some new infantry. I'll create a template here and just do my classic 15-0-10. This is a really good siege stack. It's not necessarily the best combat stack, but it's super good when you're kind of able to just siege down stuff. I'm going to quickly attack this guy here, just finish him off. So that's done there. We're just going to grab this to Lithuania, and that's a nice quick war. Looks like the Ottomans even took some land from Venice. That's really not good. But we are going to go attack them anyways. They are pretty strong, unfortunately. This war's going to play out similarly where I can't cross the water, but I'm going to crush him over here. Basically just siege out everything he owns immediately on this side of the water. Oh, I accidentally made the war goal the thing across the water. Oh no. Time to march. Ottomans are having an incredible game by the looks of it. We better prepare up for that. Let's grab the independent army again. We're going to kind of try to pay for this win in this war, more or less. Brute force. We're just going to have to brute force the Ottomans. Let's see if we get an advisor that... Okay, we do have a morale advisor. That's good. We're going to just death stack him if we have to. My guys somehow made it across the water while I took the march around the map. Don't really know how, but good for them, I guess. And these particular Ottomans feel a lot stronger than normal, so that might be just bad luck on my part. Despite me warring with them and taking Constantinople, they still managed to push, like, super far. mean, luckily they're not pushing into Egypt yet, but yeah, they're definitely strong. I'm gonna develop my capital and start the Golden Age. There we go. Grab that Golden Age here. And we got a mission here done. That's pretty nice. Kind of just brute force death stacking this war. And I'm gonna slacken standards. Sometimes the Ottomans just do not die. They do not give up. But we are going to push forward and try to make this war a solid win. I'm gonna get rid of the independent army now. That kind of just cost me a lot of money. The Ottomans are kind of base racing me here, which is classic AI nonsense. I'm just gonna end this war. I'm gonna take max money in a couple provinces. They're sieging out my capital area, which kind of is annoying, so I'm just gonna, deal with that later. We definitely got a lot of money out of them, so that's kind of the idea. We can repay a bunch of our loans, repay 10 loans. That's gonna put us into a much better spot financially. I'll go ahead and just grant all these provinces to Hungary that I picked up. Really should have taken those provinces across the water. I would recommend doing that. Something I just kind of forgot. Try to maintain this for a little bit of time here and just kind of build up some money. Let's get out of those loans. Gonna seize land here. And I think I have a mission I can complete. I just need, dev grown at least 350 and legitimacy 90. Here we go. The Duchess of Burgundy finally died, so we're gonna go ahead and select I could kiss that horse. Now that's gonna, of course, give us all of the lands here. We probably want to get rid of some extra of these guys because there's so many. So we're just gonna conform and get rid of some of those guys. But yeah, I don't think I can have that big of an army. I get rid of a couple forts over here that we just don't need. We got this mission done here. We're gonna go ahead and grab that. Now we're gonna grant all the land rights because we're not gonna be able to. We're gonna get rid of this privilege here. So grab all the land rights just so we can full state everything. So now we're gonna go ahead and just full state everything. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to a quick war with Muscovy just to get those last couple of provinces for Lithuania. And I'm collecting from English Channel, Champagne, and the Baltic. We're making a bit more from trade. And I can grab military engineering as my 5th tier, but whatever you guys want to grab is totally up to you. Protestant Reformation's here, so that means I'm going to have a little bit of problems with this disaster. I'll go ahead and end this war, just take a bunch of land, and I'm not going to be able to give it to Lithuania because it would be too much land. Of course, we're going to upgrade our government rank, and we might as well go ahead and form the Commonwealth now. That should be fine. Hey, yes, please. And we'll want to go ahead and state up all the land here. So just go ahead, jump over to your macro builder, probably faster, and just state it all up. And we got a mission done here. That looks pretty good. We got permanent claims over here. And we'll want to core this all up. And we're just going to move our capital to the Netherlands to stop the disaster. You don't have to do that. The disaster is really not that bad. If you want to just fight it, you just need to leave a stack of guys there. But I don't feel like fighting it, so it's fine. I'll just not do that. We're going to go ahead and pay off our loans now. Try to get out of debt. We're just one loan in, so that shouldn't be more than a few months. There you guys have it. We are in an incredibly strong position. We have both Hungary and Bohemia as subjects. From here, your expansion paths are pretty much limitless. You can literally attack. You can attack to the east, to the south, to the west, to the north. Really, the game is completely free for you taking. And if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. But as always, have a great day, and thanks for watching.